Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Kevin Hudash. I'm a current NCAA D1 men's basketball coach, and you are watching Hoops for Hoopers. Now, I've heard the feedback. In an effort to make the videos a little bit shorter, I'm going to make the introductions a little bit shorter. So today we're watching Luka Doncic's ball screen reads. Now, there's a million things, small nuances to a ball screen. There's a million terminology. I don't have time to get to all of it, so we're just going to watch the film. If you have any questions, just send a comment. I promise to get back to you, all right? So let's get into it. Here we go. First clip. The first set of clips, is all about how Luka uses the screener. Okay, so you can see the Kings here are in a flat drop. So that's Sabonis right there, and he's up, up at the screen, pretty flat, but he's gonna drop. And what that allows, the Kings to do is to stay home on everybody else because they're able to manage the ball. So pretty simple read here. You try to create an advantage. Boom, he's got the advantage, right? Two on the ball. Now, the open man is right here. He popped because the five over here, they're trying to attack Sabonis. So the five stayed home in the dunker, and they got a shooter, right here. He might not be a great shooter, but he's a shooter. Now, on this pass, and a lot of teams will send help, right? They'll step up, but not when you have Kyrie Irving. So Luka knows they're going to stay at home. He throws a beautiful behind-the-back bounce pass to the pop, in rhythm, catch and shoot three. It's a really good one. And I just want to say, behind the back passes, in transition or in the paint, very dangerous. But in a ball screen, it's a very important pass. It's something that is kind of a dying breed because I think coaches have done a good job at, getting their players to take care of the ball. That being said, in this situation, it's very effective. So if you're that guy, go ahead and work on that and then use it in the game. All right, again, using the screener here. So let's see what this is. All right, the Hawks are up, right? So we saw Sabonis was kind of back here and he was retreating. The Hawks are up. They're in a full flat. So now Luka knows, okay, it's two on the ball, but I'm not going to be able to get downhill. There's too many people here. So he's going to have to read who to pass to. Now, what the Hawks need to do, he screens, he rolls hard, right? The Hawks need to tag the roll. But because Luka right now can see that they got 1 foot out of the paint, there's all this room right here to throw a pass. So he's actually going to throw a pocket pass, and he throws it right to the left hip pocket because that's on the other side of the defenders. So it's a great read to know to hit the pocket, but it's important to know where to throw the ball. If he throws the ball to the other side, it's a steal. It's probably a pick six. Again, we're using the screener in these first couple clips. Okay, this is a little stagger action, right? And then a rescreen. So what the Bulls like to do is they like to weak the ball screen. They like to force the primary ball handler to his weak hand. So that's why they're doing this rescreen action where they know, watch right there. See how Caruso is trying to force him away from the screen? The big is on the other side of the screen. They know that's coming. That's why they're running this set. Okay, so Luka. So in this situation, right, Caruso is not going to let Luka use the screen. So the screener knows, okay, the play's over. We already have two on the ball. Now I got to roll. So Luka sees that, and he's able to hit the slip. So this is called a slip when you leave the ball screen early. Now I want you to watch what Luka does. Somebody's got to tag the slip, right? It's either going to be him or him. Luka might not even know who's tagging yet, but he knows I'm probably going to end up having to throw it here or here. But right here, he puts the ball over his head. He realizes this is the tag guy, right? You can kind of see it. He's the tag guy. So Luka, knowing, all right, I know who the tag guy is now, he takes one. Who's the tag guy's man, right? It's right here. So his job is to tag the roll, touch the roll, and get back to his man while the five retreats. So what Luka does is takes one dribble to the corner, uses his eyes. Now watch this guy. Oh no, that's my man. And he leaves the roll early before the five's back, and he throws an absolute dime. Now that's impressive. That's art. That's why we're watching. Luka has one of the highest points per possession per ball screen in the NBA. Okay, this time it's a lob to the roll. So I want you to see it's obviously pretty simple, but because he is over the top and he is in a soft drop, a half drop, whatever you want to call it, the screener's job is to roll behind the defense. He's got to roll as hard as he can, get behind him if he can. Now, Luka takes one dribble downhill, right? I have two on me. He's not helping. He's not helping. He's not helping. So what's the read? It's a lob. Now in high school, you might not have a guy that can do this, but you can still throw lobs and just your players will come down with it, right? They'll go get it. So his highest point, he's able to get the ball all the way up here. In high school, it might be right here, but at least you can get him the ball in a position where he can score. It doesn't always have to be a lob because that's the read. If you can't make that pass, then they don't have to help. It's better for the defense. All right. Now the Bulls are playing super aggressive here, right? That looks like a blitz. It's kind of a messed up switch. They probably should have just switched this right here, but they're probably saying we're blitzing all Luka Doncic ball screens. I don't care who sets it, we're blitzing it. So the Mavs in a counter move, they're gonna have two ball screens, and the Bulls actually screwed up, right? They switch or they blitz this. Okay, here comes another screen. Now we got three guys on one. Now, here's the thing. Obvious, this guy's open. Obvious, this guy's open. And really, he's kind of open right there in the short roll. But they have three guys on Luka. That pass is not as easy as it sounds. It's not always easy to get it to the open guy. So this is why blitzing Luka is probably your best bet. So what Luka does is he drags it out, right? He started here. He's already in the action. He's going to get all the way to here. So he drags it out, and what happens is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys on this side of the midcourt. Now Luka again, wide open. He's not gonna be able to get them the ball, but what he does is he kind of puts everybody to sleep. He retreats, right? What do you think he's gonna do? He thinks obvious. All right, he's got him. That's my job to get here. Luka's obviously he steps through. These guys kind of fall asleep right here. Not so to get split. They get split. This is the obvious pass. He uses his eyes. He gets this guy to retreat, and he throws it. Couldn't be more perfect, right? Because Vucevic is right here on the inside, and he throws it right in between. I mean, that's an unbelievable read, to be honest. All right, I think we're still using a screener here. Let's see. Okay, so now we're kind of using an off-ball guy, right? So the screen comes up. It's a step-up screen again. They're trying same game. They're trying to attack him. They're not using the five, and he steps up, but he's going to flip the screen. And what that does is it makes the big out of his entire place. He's in the wrong spot. But Luka knows I got to go right away, right? He's over here. He's over here. And once he gets here, now, okay, we have two on the ball. And it's really, he's not in the game as much. But this guy is obviously going to have to step up on Luka. So really, you have these two on the ball. These two are out of the play. You got these two on the ball, and then you got 1, 2, 3 versus 1, 2. All right, so you need to understand where you have the numbers. Now, what's he going to do? He's going to take Kyrie Irving. I don't think he does a good job here. He's really over. He's too worried about this. He thinks that he can still play here and here, but he can't. So Luka, jump stop. He sees once he gets on the inside of him, quick little dump off. Again, in high school, this doesn't have to be a lob to the rim. This could be a bounce pass. Just get him the ball right here, and most teams can score. It's a very high percentage shot. All right, so now we're getting into Luka's reads. Not using the screener. These are really the more complicated reads. When the defense does a good job on the initial action, you gotta find where they're helping from, and you got to attack it. So this time, this is a skip to the weak corner. Now, this in college is a super effective pass. Most people can't make this pass, but players need to work on it because if you can do this, it'll really completely change your ability to come off ball screens. This is also a reason a lot of people will force the ball handler to their weak hand because it's a lot easier to make this with the ball in your right hand than it is with the ball in your left hand for a righty, of course. So what Luka sees is, all right, we got a spring out ball screen, and I think this is Klay Thompson. He is over helping, right? In Luka's eyes. Now, in my eyes, I think Klay actually does a good job, but he's too obvious with it, right? In college, this guy might be all the way over here actually, but in the NBA, that you got to stay pretty close to your guy. That's again Kyrie Irving. No one's helping off Kyrie, and then right here's the strong side. Most teams don't help off the strong side corner. It's too easy of a pass. So he sees, okay, Klay's just casually walking to the middle. Well, let me just throw this pass right away. It's quick read, but it's an effective read. All right, now, again, we're not just using the screener anymore. Okay, so a lot of teams, again, no one's helping off the strong side, right? If Luka comes off this ball screen and this guy helps, this is too easy of a pass, and this guy can't help all the way onto this guy. So most teams are going to help from the weak side. Now, there's two people here on the weak side. His job is probably going to be to touch the roll high and then to pass him over to this corner, right? But how they're playing it is he stays with the roll, right? He he does a bad job taking himself out of the play. But he stays with the roll, and then Hay is playing two. Now, what they do is it's easy to play two right now. Very easy. But by filling, they call it a fill, you're stretching out. Now it's a little bit harder to play two, right? He really, again, Luka's reading him. He's reading him. He doesn't think, this is a dangerous pass. So Luka, and again, an artistic pass. Not everybody can make this pass. In high school, it's usually just a hook pass. But with your left hand, it can be a difficult pass. So he gets it to the fill. Again, look how long the closeout is. You got 1, 2. They have a long closeout in the NBA. That's good. All right, here we are. Luka's ball, kind of a semi-transition drag. All right, so this is actually the same read. I know it doesn't look like it, but so by flipping the screen, right? Again, not helping off the strong side. We're not helping here. But these guys need to get to the spot for proper spacing. But you have two people here, and they have to tag the roll, right? Now the corner guy tags the roll. Instead of the high player tagging the roll, it's the corner guy, the low man. So Luka sees who's open. It's him, right? It's not Kyrie's open, but he's one pass away. This guy's going to get there. But really, he's tagging the roll. This guy's playing too. So he hits that same pass that we just saw, but this time he knows he's going to get the ball. So Luka doesn't get an assist for this, right? This is a very unselfish play. Hey, simple pass to the fill, extra to the corner, lazy closeout, long closeout, right? So NBA teams love. Look where Sexton starts. He starts across the midpoint. 1, 2, 3, 4. Break down. Attack the top foot. Right? You see that top foot? Every time someone closes out on you, try to find the top foot and attack it. Spin them around. And in the NBA, if you get 2 feet in the paint, it's probably 2 points. All right. I'm not sure how many more we have left. I'm not sure what our time is, but I think we're doing pretty good. All right. So here we go. So let me show you the first. There's 2 ball screens here, right? So the first ball screen is a weak, right? They're forcing him to his left hand. Here it is. He's weaking, forcing Luka to go left. The big's right there. So he sees, I think that Sexton again is helping. So he just hits ahead. That should be a shot. Now, if he steps up and X's out, it's an extra to the corner. Now Sexton has to close from here to there. But because he doesn't shoot it, he does step up and he does do the extra because he doesn't shoot it, right? He really needs to shoot that or he needs to come out of the game. But we get a second ball screen. Okay, he gets over. The pop's there. But Luka, being Luka, he sees, all right, if you're going to get all the way over and try to get back, so you'll hear this guy's yelling, I'm back, right? Right here. He's telling him, get back to yours, right? Luka, I just gave the ball up and you guys didn't shoot. So this time, he acts like he's going to drive it. He's telling him he's back, create some separation, shoot the 3. So that's the last progression of Luka's ball screen raises is how he scores off it, right? We just did first we did the screener, then we did the help and the passes. Now let's see how Luka scores himself. All right, so this is a switch, right? This is a simple read. These are important, all right? So it's going to be a little simple, but these are really useful things that you can apply to a game very easily. So if they are switching, right, and by this big rolling, the way he rolls, right, he doesn't really let him get back. So he's trying to get back. Now you have to decide. Are you going to get it to that's Derek Lively with a small on him, or you attacking here? And like we've talked about, they are not helping off the strong corner. He doesn't really need to help on the roll. Where am I going to get him the ball? There's 1, 2, 3. He's in the middle of them. But he sees this lane right here. And he plays off 2 feet. Now watch. He doesn't jump off 1. He gets to 2 feet because he's going against a big. So if you're going against a small, you might be able to jump off 1 and beat him to the rim. That's important. When you're going off 2, you need to be a strong base. Go up strong. Eyes make layups. You got to watch the ball go through the hoop. All right. Here's a little slip. So this is the same read, right? Except this time there's no switch. Again, he does actually a decent job here. He might be able to throw this up, and he kind of fakes it. So watch this. 1. See how he puts that ball up right there? He kind of fakes a lob. Jokic probably puts his hands down, and he just see how Jokic gets back to his. Again, these are simple reads. Little eye fakes, little ball fakes. They'll work wonders. All right. So in the NBA, they call this a veer, right? A lot of people, if you can shoot a 3 in a ball screen, that means if you can come off a screen and shoot a 3, that forces the defense to go over. So you're either one of those kind of guys or you're not. And if you're not, you have all different kind of reads, probably a lot of rescreens. But if you are, you know he is getting over the ball screen. So there's a million different ways to utilize how to attack him while he's getting over the ball screen. And this is probably one of the simplest ones. It's a snake, it's a veer, whatever you want to call it. But if you hold the screen, right, now these guys are playing chess right now. It's a little hands game. He's fighting through. He's holding the screen. It's a lot of contact. But if you put him in they say cage it or put him in jail, you keep him on your back. How can I keep him on my back? Because right now this guy is responsible for him to stop scoring because he has to watch this big. Again, it helps here. They're not going to help here, and it doesn't look like they're going to help here. So the roll's not really there, right? 1, 2, 3. He's about to roll right through the middle of them. But Luka is able to keep him on his back. Now look what we have. Wide open, right? He has to make a decision. And there's our lovely pass fake, right? Gets him to leave. He's here. He's behind him. He's able to score. And he uses inside hand to finish. So what he does is, do you see how his shoulder is protecting from a shot blocker? So if he was to go up with his left hand, he might be able to come across his chest and block this. But by using that right shoulder, he's kind of protecting the ball. It's a finish that a lot of people need to work on. It also draws a lot of fouls. All right, coming down the home stretch here. All right, so the mid-range shot, right? So this is a similar read. They're going to go over the ball screen. Draymond isn't helping off the strong side, even though he's there. He's really in to get out. That's a quick closeout. It's a difficult shot. But what Luka does is he gets him on his back, not really, right? He's playing side, so it's almost like he's riding a horse, right? He's just kind of skipping down sideways down the rim. Luka gives him a little bump to create separation and gets to his mid-range shot. So difficult shot. Not a lot of coaches will allow you to shoot that, but if you can get a little bump to a midi, it's actually really effective. Last one, shooting a 3. It's kind of similar to the one we saw. I think it was 4 or 5 clips ago. But get him over, right? Same situation. He's on his back, kind of riding the saddle. He's going to roll hard, and he's trying to get behind him. But it's almost the same as that midi where instead of a bump, it's a stop. And, look at all that separation he creates. And that's why he's so good. That's why you have to go over him. That's just very difficult to do. But I believe that's the last clip. Yes, it is. All right, well, thanks for watching. Again, Hoops for Hoopers, not House of Highlights. We're trying to learn from the game. I'm a college coach. I'm passionate about the game. I love watching NBA. I love making these little videos. So I figured I'd throw it on YouTube for you. Like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends. And if you have any questions, just reach out, and I'll get back to you. Appreciate you.